The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with activity. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved about, their colorful forms creating a living tapestry against the backdrop of shimmering star maps. Today was no ordinary day. The council was meeting to discuss a new topic, one that had been ignored for far too long: the rising power of humans. At the center of the hall, a circular platform held the seats of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. They sat high above the rest, their eyes, or whatever sensory organs they possessed, looking down on the gathered crowd. The head of the council, a tall, slender creature with iridescent skin, called for silence. Order, order in the council. Its voice boomed across the hall, instantly hushing the chatter. We are here to discuss the human problem. A ripple of laughter spread through the crowd. Humans, a problem. Surely, this was a joke. One of the council members, a bulbous creature with multiple tentacles, spoke up. Esteemed colleagues, I fail to see how these primitive beings could pose any threat to our galactic civilization. Another member, a being made of pure energy contained within a transparent suit, chimed in. Indeed, these humans have barely left their own solar system. They are children playing with toys they do not understand. The head of the council raised a hand for silence. While it's true that humans are technologically inferior, our reports suggest they are advancing at an alarming rate. We cannot ignore this potential threat. A holographic display flickered to life in the center of the hall. It showed images of Earth, its cities, its militaries, its primitive spaceships. Many in the crowd scoffed at the sight. Look at their ships, one alien shouted. They wouldn't last a second against our fleets. The head of the council zoomed in on one particular image. It showed a massive structure under construction, hidden away in a remote area on Earth. This, it said, pointing a long, slender finger at the image, is what concerns us. Our spies report that the humans are building something big, something they call a Dreadnought. The crowd murmured. What could this Dreadnought be? Surely nothing that could threaten their superior technology. A small mouse-like creature scurried forward. If I may, honored ones, it squeaked. I have studied human history. They have a knack for violence and a stubborn determination. We should not underestimate them. Its words were met with more laughter. The large, reptilian being stomped forward, its heavy footsteps echoing through the hall. You give these mammals too much credit, it growled. I say we crush them now, before they become a nuisance. The energy being flashed brightly in disagreement. That would be a waste of resources. Let them play with their toys. When they finally reach the stars, we'll show them how insignificant they truly are. The debate raged on. Some council members argued for caution, while others dismissed the humans entirely. In the end, the head of the council called for a vote. All in favor of taking action against the humans, raise your appendages. Only a few limbs went up. All in favor of continuing to monitor the situation. The majority of the council signaled their agreement. Then it is decided, the head of the council announced. We will watch and wait. Let the humans build their Dreadnought. When the time comes, we will show them the true meaning of galactic power. As the meeting adjourned, the aliens filed out of the hall, many still chuckling at the idea of humans being a threat. Little did they know that far away, on a blue planet called Earth, a ship was taking shape, a ship that would change the course of galactic history forever. In a hidden facility, deep within a mountain, human engineers and scientists worked tirelessly. Sparks flew as massive metal plates were welded together. Complex circuitry was carefully installed. And at the heart of it all, a new type of engine hummed with power. The humans knew they were alone in a vast, uncaring galaxy, but they were determined to prove themselves. With every rivet, every line of code, they were building more than just a ship. They were forging their future among the stars. The Galactic Council might mock them now, but soon, very soon, the laughter would stop. The Dreadnought was coming, and with it, humanity's place in the cosmos would be secured. While the Galactic Council laughed at the idea of human advancement, the people of Earth were hard at work. In secret facilities around the world, scientists, engineers, and military experts poured their hearts and souls into Project Dreadnought. At the heart of this global effort was Dr. Sarah Chen, a brilliant physicist with a fierce determination. She stood in the control room of the main Dreadnought facility, her eyes fixed on the massive screens before her. The room buzzed with activity as technicians and researchers rushed about, each focused on their own crucial tasks. "How's the propulsion system coming along, Dr. Chen?" asked General Williams, a tall, stern-faced man who oversaw the military aspects of the project. Sarah turned to face him, her expression a mix of excitement and exhaustion. "We're making progress, General. The new fusion drive is performing beyond our expectations. If our calculations are correct, it could propel the Dreadnought to speeds we've only dreamed of." The general nodded, a rare smile crossing his face. "Good. We'll need every advantage we can get out there." As they spoke, alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed, and the screens in the control room flickered with incoming data. "What's happening?" demanded the general. A young technician spoke up, his voice trembling slightly. "Sir, we're detecting an unidentified object entering Earth's atmosphere. It's not one of ours." Sarah and the general exchanged worried glances. Could it be that the aliens had discovered their plans? "Show me," Sarah said, moving closer to the main screen. The image that appeared made everyone in the room gasp. A sleek, silver craft was descending through the clouds, its design unlike anything humans had ever created. It moved with impossible grace, defying the laws of physics as they understood them. "It's heading straight for us," the technician reported, his fingers flying over the keyboard as he tracked the object's trajectory. General Williams immediately sprang into action. "Initiate lockdown procedures. No one gets in or out. Dr. Chen, we need to accelerate our timeline. The Dreadnought may be our only hope if this turns ugly." Sarah nodded, her mind already racing with calculations and possibilities. "I'll need every available hand on deck. We'll work round the clock if we have to." As the facility went into high alert, Sarah led her team to the massive hangar where the Dreadnought was taking shape. The ship was a marvel of human ingenuity, its hull gleaming under the bright lights. It was nearly complete, but nearly wasn't good enough anymore. "Listen up, everyone," Sarah called out to the assembled workers. "We have a situation. An alien craft has entered our atmosphere, and we don't know its intentions. Our job now is to get the Dreadnought spaceworthy as soon as possible. I know we're asking for the impossible, but that's what we do best. Let's show the galaxy what humans are capable of." A cheer went up from the crowd, and immediately, the hangar erupted into a flurry of activity. Welders sparked, machines whirred, and the air filled with the sounds of humanity's determination. As Sarah oversaw the final installations, she couldn't help but think of the irony. The aliens, whoever they were, had no idea that their arrival was pushing humans to achieve the very thing they feared. Hours passed like minutes. The alien craft had landed in a remote area not far from the facility, but so far, it had made no hostile moves. Military forces surrounded it at a safe distance, waiting and watching. Inside the Dreadnought facility, progress was being made at an astonishing rate. Systems that should have taken weeks to calibrate were coming online in hours. The impossible was becoming possible through sheer human will and ingenuity. As the sun began to rise on a new day, Sarah stood before the now completed Dreadnought. Its massive form filled the hangar, a testament to what humans could achieve when pushed to their limits. "It's ready," she said softly, almost in disbelief. General Williams approached, looking up at the ship with a mix of awe and pride. "You've done it, Dr. Chen. Now comes the hard part." Sarah nodded, understanding the weight of what came next. "We're about to introduce ourselves to the galaxy in a big way. I just hope they're ready for us." As if in response to her words, the facility's alarms blared once again. The alien craft was on the move, and it was heading straight for them. The time for preparation was over. Now, humanity would face its first true test among the stars. The Dreadnought's engines hummed to life, ready to carry the hopes and dreams of an entire species into the unknown. Whatever came next, Earth would face it united, with their greatest achievement leading the way. The news of the alien craft's arrival spread like wildfire across the galaxy. In the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, chaos erupted as representatives from various species demanded answers and action. The head of the council, its iridescent skin now a deep purple with stress, called for order. Silence. We must approach this situation with caution and wisdom. A holographic display flickered to life in the center of the hall, showing the alien craft on Earth. It was unmistakably of Zorgonian design, a species known for their unpredictable and often aggressive nature. How did a Zorgonian ship end up on that backwater planet? Growled the reptilian council member, the energy being flashed brightly. More importantly, why haven't they reported back to us? It's been over a standard rotation since they landed. As the council debated, a small rodent-like alien scurried into the hall, clutching a datapad. It whispered urgently to the head of the council, whose color shifted to a pale blue of shock. "Esteemed colleagues," the head of the council announced, its voice trembling slightly, "we have just received a disturbing report. The Zorgonian craft has been destroyed." A collective gasp echoed through the hall, followed by an eruption of voices. Destroyed? By those primitives? Impossible. Their weapons are centuries behind ours. The head of the council raised a hand for silence. The report indicates that a massive ship, unlike anything we've seen before, emerged from a hidden Earth facility and engaged the Zorgonian craft. The battle was brief but decisive. A holographic display changed, showing grainy footage of a colossal ship rising from the Earth's surface. Its design was alien to the council members, a perfect blend of power and elegance that defied their understanding of human capabilities. Could it be their Dreadnought? The energy being asked, its glow dimming with concern. The reptilian member stomped forward. "This is outrageous. We must crush these upstarts before they become a real threat." But the head of the council held up a hand. "We must not act rashly. This Dreadnought has displayed power beyond what we thought possible for humans. We need more information." As the council argued, the scene shifted back to Earth. The Dreadnought hovered above the smoldering remains of the Zorgonian ship, its massive form casting a shadow over the gathered human military forces. Inside the Dreadnought's bridge, Dr. Sarah Chen and General Williams stood in awe of what they had just accomplished. "I can't believe it worked," Sarah whispered, her eyes wide as she stared at the view screen showing the destroyed alien craft. General Williams nodded grimly. "It worked all right. But we've just announced our presence to the galaxy in a very big way. There's no going back now." A young lieutenant approached them, saluting crisply. "Sir, ma'am, we're detecting multiple energy signatures in orbit. It looks like more alien ships are arriving." Sarah and the general exchanged worried glances. Their victory had been impressive, but could they stand against an entire alien armada? "Power up all systems," General Williams ordered, "and get me a direct line to the president. The world needs to know what we're facing." As the Dreadnought prepared for potential combat, news of the alien encounter spread across Earth. Governments scrambled to respond, militaries went on high alert, and ordinary citizens looked to the skies with a mix of fear and wonder. In secret bunkers and command centers around the world, leaders debated their next move. Some advocated for immediate aggression, to strike before the aliens could regroup. Others called for caution, hoping to open diplomatic channels. But aboard the Dreadnought, Sarah knew that the choice might not be theirs to make. As more alien ships appeared on their sensors, she realized that humanity's future would be decided here, in the cold vacuum of space. "All hands to battle stations," General Williams' voice boomed through the ship's intercom. "This is not a drill. We are about to engage in humanity's first interstellar conflict." Sarah took a deep breath, steadying herself as she manned her station. The Dreadnought hummed with power, its advanced systems ready to unleash devastation upon any who threatened Earth. As the alien ships drew closer, a tense silence fell over the bridge. In this moment, the fate of an entire species hung in the balance. The humans had surprised the galaxy once. Now they would need to do it again if they hoped to survive. The unexpected threat had arrived, and humanity's trial by fire was about to begin. The tension in Earth's orbit was palpable as the Dreadnought faced off against the newly arrived alien fleet. The massive human ship hung in space, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Across from it, a diverse array of alien vessels formed a menacing line. On the Dreadnought's bridge, Dr. Sarah Chin's fingers flew over her console, analyzing the alien ships. "General Williams, I'm picking up energy readings unlike anything we've ever seen. Their technology is incredible." The general's face was grim as he surveyed the tactical display. "Can we hold our own against them, Doctor?" Sarah hesitated for a moment before answering. "Theoretically, yes. But we've never tested our systems in actual combat against alien tech. We're in uncharted territory." Suddenly, a flash of light filled the view screen. A new ship had appeared, larger than the others. Its sleek design spoke of power and authority. "Sir," called out a young lieutenant, "we're receiving a transmission from the alien flagship." General Williams nodded. "Put it through." The main screen flickered to life, revealing a beam of shimmering, translucent skin. Its large, multifaceted eyes regarded the humans with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "Humans," the alien's voice resonated through the bridge, translated by the Dreadnought's advanced systems. "I am High Commander Zix of the Galactic Council. Your unprovoked attack on our scout ship cannot go unanswered. Surrender your vessel and prepare to face judgment." General Williams stepped forward, his voice steady. "High Commander, I am General Williams of Earth. The ship we destroyed was trespassing in our space and refused to communicate. We acted in self-defense." The alien's skin rippled with what might have been amusement. "Self-defense. You're like children playing with fire. That dreadnought of yours is impressive, I'll admit, but you have no idea of the forces you're dealing with." As they spoke, Sarah noticed something on her readings. The Dreadnought's sensors were penetrating deeper into the alien ship's systems than she had thought possible. She leaned in, whispering urgently to the general. "Sir, their shields are operating on a frequency we can bypass. And their weapons, they're powerful, but slow to recharge. We might have an advantage they don't know about." General Williams nodded subtly, then turned back to the screen. "High Commander, we have no quarrel with the Galactic Council, but we will defend our planet and our rights as a spacefaring species." Zix's eyes narrowed. "Spacefaring? You've barely left your own solar system. You are not ready for the responsibilities and dangers of the galaxy." "Perhaps," the general replied, "but we're quick learners." With a subtle gesture, he signaled to Sarah. She understood immediately and began inputting commands into her console. The High Commander, oblivious to this exchange, continued. "I will give you one standard rotation to power down your ships and prepare for boarding. If you resist, we will be forced to." Zix's words were cut off as the Dreadnought suddenly sprang to life. Beams of energy lanced out, slicing through the alien fleet's shields as if they were paper. The massive human ship moved with unexpected agility, weaving between enemy vessels. On the alien flagship's bridge, chaos erupted. "Impossible," Zix shouted. "How are they penetrating our defenses?" Back on the Dreadnought, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "It's working, General. Their shields can't adapt fast enough to our frequency shifts." General Williams nodded, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. "Keep pressing the advantage. Show them what humanity is capable of." The battle raged on, with the Dreadnought dancing through space, its weapons finding weak points in the alien defenses that should have been impenetrable. One by one, the Galactic Council's ships were disabled, their crews watching in disbelief as the human vessel outmaneuvered and outgunned them. Finally, only the flagship remained, its once pristine hull now scared and smoking. The communication screen flickered back to life. showing a visibly shaken High Commander Zix. Enough. The alien leader called out. We yield. Never in all our years have we encountered such unexpected resistance. General Williams stepped forward, his voice firm but not unkind. We're prepared to cease fire, High Commander. But know this, Earth is ready to take its place among the stars. We come in peace, but we will not be bullied or dismissed. As the Dreadnought hung victorious in space, the crews of both human and alien ships realized that the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they had made one hell of an entrance. In the weeks following the Dreadnought's stunning victory, the galaxy was abuzz with news of the human achievement. The once ignored species had suddenly become the talk of every planet, space station, and asteroid colony. On Earth, parades and celebrations filled the streets. Humanity had faced its first extraterrestrial challenge and emerged victorious. But for those in power, the real work was just beginning. In a secure underground facility, General Williams stood before a group of world leaders, his face grave despite their recent triumph. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "while our victory was significant, we must not grow complacent. The galaxy is vast, and not everyone out there is happy about our sudden rise to prominence." Dr. Sarah Chen stepped forward, activating a holographic display. "We've detected increased activity at the edges of our solar system. It seems some alien factions are testing our defenses." The room filled with murmurs of concern. The President of the United States spoke up. "Are we equipped to handle these threats?" Sarah nodded confidently. "The Dreadnought has proven its worth, and we're already implementing its technology into a new fleet of ships. But we need to be prepared for more unconventional challenges." As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the facility. A young officer rushed in, his face pale. "Sir, we've got a situation in New York. Some kind of alien creature is rampaging through Manhattan." Screens around the room lit up with news footage. A massive tentacled beast was crushing cars and scaling skyscrapers. Panic filled the streets as people fled in terror. General Williams turned to Sarah. "Doctor, it's time to see how the Dreadnought performs in an atmospheric situation. Get your team ready." Within minutes, the Dreadnought was airborne, its massive form casting a shadow over the panicked city. Sarah stood on the bridge, coordinating with a team of scientists and military personnel. "We can't use our main weapons in the city," she said, her mind racing. "We need a way to contain the creature without causing more damage." As the ship hovered over Manhattan, the alien beast turned its attention to this new threat. It lashed out with its tentacles, striking the Dreadnought's hull with incredible force. "Shields holding," reported a crew member. "But we can't stay defensive forever." Sarah's eyes lit up with an idea. "The tractor beam. If we can modify it to create a containment field, we might be able to subdue the creature without harming it or the city." As the team worked feverishly to reconfigure the ship's systems, the battle raged on. The Dreadnought weaved between skyscrapers, drawing the creature away from populated areas. Citizens watched in awe as their savior from the stars protected them once again. Finally, Sarah called out, "It's ready. Activating containment field now." A shimmering bubble of energy enveloped the alien beast. It thrashed and roared, but found itself unable to break free. Slowly, carefully, the Dreadnought lifted its captive high above the city. General Williams' voice came through the comm system. "Excellent work, Dr. Chen. We're detecting a ship entering the atmosphere. It seems our visitor has owners coming to collect it." As the Dreadnought hovered, a sleek alien craft approached. A transmission crackled through. "Humans," a gravelly voice spoke. "We apologize for our pet's behavior. We are traders from the Andromeda Galaxy. Our containment systems malfunctioned during our journey." Sarah exchanged glances with her crew before responding. "We understand. Accidents happen, even on an interstellar scale. We'd be happy to return your pet, but we need assurances this won't happen again." What followed was humanity's first diplomatic negotiation with traders from another galaxy. The incident, which could have ended in disaster, instead opened up new avenues for interstellar commerce and cultural exchange. As the alien ship departed with its now subdued pet, Sarah couldn't help but smile. "You know," she said to no one in particular, "I think we're getting the hang of this galactic community thing." General Williams' voice came through once more, a hint of pride in his tone. "Don't get too comfortable, Doctor. I have a feeling our adventures are just beginning." As the Dreadnought returned to its orbital station, the people of Earth looked to the stars with a new sense of wonder and anticipation. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but humanity had proven it was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. 6 months had passed since the Dreadnought's first victories. Earth had changed dramatically. Alien tourists now wandered the streets of major cities, and human scientists collaborated with extraterrestrial peers on groundbreaking projects. The Dreadnought, once Earth's sole defender, now led a small but growing fleet of advanced starships. However, not all was peaceful in the galaxy. Reports of a massive alien armada heading towards Earth had put the planet on high alert. The Galactic Council, still smarting from their earlier defeat, had assembled a coalition of species determined to put the upstart humans in their place. On the bridge of the Dreadnought, Dr. Sarah Chen and General Williams stood side by side, watching the holographic display of the approaching enemy fleet. "They outnumber us 10-1, Sarah said, her voice tense but determined. General Williams nodded grimly. "Yes, but we got a few tricks up our sleeves. How's Project Nova coming along?" Sarah's eyes lit up. "It's ready for deployment. If it works as we hope, it could turn the tide of this battle." Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. A young officer called out, "Sir, the enemy fleet has entered the solar system. They're bypassing our outer defenses." General Williams straightened his uniform. "This is it, people, the moment we've been preparing for. All ships, battle stations." The space around Earth's orbit erupted into chaos as the two fleets clashed. Energy beams crisscrossed the void, and explosions bloomed like deadly flowers against the backdrop of stars. The Dreadnought led the charge, its advanced shields absorbing punishment that would have destroyed lesser ships. But even its formidable defenses were being pushed to the limit. "Shields at 60% and dropping," called out a crew member. Sarah gritted her teeth. "We need to buy more time. Activate the gravity well generators." Suddenly, several points in space around the battlefield began to warp and distort. The alien ships closest to these anomalies found themselves being pulled off course, colliding with each other or being torn apart by the intense gravitational forces. The alien commander's voice boomed across all frequencies. "Impossible. How are you manipulating gravity itself?" General Williams allowed himself a small smile. "You're not the only ones with advanced technology. Humanity has a few surprises left." But the reprieve was short-lived. The sheer numbers of the enemy fleet were overwhelming Earth's defenses. One by one, human ships were disabled or destroyed. "We can't hold out much longer," Sarah said, her hands flying over the control panel. "It's time for Project Nova." General Williams nodded. "Do it." Sarah took a deep breath and pressed a series of commands. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then a blinding light erupted from the Dreadnought, expanding outward in a massive shockwave. As the light washed over the enemy ships, their systems began to fail. Engines sputtered and died, weapons powered down, and communications went silent. The alien commander's voice, now tinged with panic, crackled through the static. "What have you done to our ships?" Sarah leaned into the communication panel. "We call it an electromagnetic pulse, but on a scale never before seen. Your ships are intact, but they'll be powerless for quite some time." As the light faded, the battlefield fell eerily quiet. Hundreds of alien ships drifted helplessly in space, while Earth's fleet, protected by specially designed shielding, remained operational. General Williams turned to his crew. "Launch boarding parties. Let's show our guests some human hospitality. In the hours that followed, Earth's forces secured the disabled alien fleet. The Galactic Council's Grand Armada, meant to crush humanity once and for all, had been defeated not through destruction, but with ingenuity and restraint. As the Dreadnought docked with the alien flagship to begin negotiations, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. "You know, General," she said, "I think we've just changed the course of galactic history." General Williams nodded, a twinkle in his eye. "Indeed we have, Doctor. And something tells me this is only the beginning of humanity's journey among the stars." As they stepped onto the alien ship, ready to forge a new era of peace, the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, welcoming humanity to its new role as a major power in the cosmic community. 1 year had passed since the epic battle that had reshaped the galaxy's power structure. Earth, once a backwater planet ignored by the cosmic community, now stood at the center of a new galactic order. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council looked very different now. Alongside the alien representatives, humans now sat in places of honor. Dr. Sarah Chen and General Williams, the heroes of Earth's defense, were there as humanity's ambassadors. The head of the council, a being of shimmering energy, called the meeting to order. "Today, we gather to celebrate a year of unprecedented peace and cooperation in our galaxy." As the council members nodded in agreement, Sarah couldn't help but remember the long journey that had brought them here. The creation of the Dreadnought, the battles, the fear, and finally, the victory that had changed everything. The energy being continued, and we owe much of this to our newest members, the humans of Earth. A round of applause, expressed in various alien ways, filled the hall. General Williams leaned over to Sarah, whispering, "Did you ever imagine we'd be here a year ago?" Sarah smiled, shaking her head. "Never in my wildest dreams." The council proceedings continued, discussing trade agreements, scientific collaborations, and peacekeeping efforts. The Dreadnought, once a weapon of war, now led missions of exploration and diplomacy across the stars. As the meeting concluded, Sarah and the general were approached by Zix, the former high commander who had once threatened Earth. "Ambassadors," Zix said, his tone respectful, "I must admit, your species continues to surprise me. The way you've adapted to galactic politics is impressive." General Williams nodded. "We've had good teachers, and we've learned that strength isn't just about firepower, but about building bridges." Back on Earth, the changes were even more apparent. Alien technology had helped solve many of humanity's long-standing problems. Clean energy-powered cities, food replicators ended hunger, and medical advances extended human lifespans. In New York, a young girl named Lily gazed up at the sky, watching as ships of various alien designs flew alongside human vessels. Her father, a technician who worked on the Dreadnought systems, stood beside her. "Dad," Lily asked, her eyes wide with wonder, "do you think I could visit other planets someday?" Her father smiled, ruffling her hair. "Of course, sweetie. The galaxy's open to us now. You could even captain your own ship one day if you want." Meanwhile, in a secret facility beneath the Himalayas, a team of human and alien scientists huddled around a strange device. Dr. Chen, taking a break from her diplomatic duties, oversaw the project. "Are we ready for the test?" she asked, excitement evident in her voice. A tentacled alien scientist nodded. "Indeed, Dr. Chen. If this works, we'll have cracked the secret of instantaneous galactic travel." As they activated the device, a shimmer appeared in the air. Slowly, it expanded into a stable portal, showing a view of a distant alien world. Sarah's comm device beeped. It was General Williams. "Doctor, you might want to turn on the news. We've got a situation developing in the Andromeda galaxy." Quickly, Sarah pulled up a holographic display. It showed a massive planet-sized entity moving through space, consuming everything in its path. "We're calling an emergency council session," the general continued. "This threat is unlike anything we've faced before. We'll need Earth's ingenuity and the combined strength of the galaxy to face it. Sarah looked at the portal, then back at the news feed. General, I think we might have a solution already in the works. Humanity's next great adventure is about to begin. As word spread of the new threat and Earth's potential solution, people across the planet and beyond felt a mix of fear and excitement. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but also filled with wonders and possibilities. In homes, ships, and alien worlds across the cosmos, beings of all species turned their eyes towards Earth. Once dismissed as primitive, humans had become a beacon of hope and innovation in the galaxy. The Dreadnought, symbol of humanity's rise, prepared for its most important mission yet. As it lifted off from Earth, cheers echoed around the world. Humanity had found its place among the stars, ready to face whatever challenges the universe might bring. In the Dreadnought's bridge, Sarah and General Williams stood side by side, gazing at the star-filled viewport. "Well, Doctor," the General said with a smile, "shall we save the galaxy again?" Sarah nodded, her eyes sparkling with determination. "Let's make history, General. Again." As the Dreadnought jumped to light speed, Earth watched with pride. Their journey had only just begun, and the greatest adventures still lay ahead, waiting to be written in the stars.